What's going on, guys? It's Nathan with Technology Smash, back with another video, and today I just have a really quick overview of the Moto 360 2015 version, so second generation. What we have kind of going on with Android Wear is we are getting new hardware, and there is software updates coming out, but for the most part, it's the same experience across multiple watches, right? So you have two watches that are different hardware, but they function pretty much the same. The things that are inside make a difference as far as performance and different little things like that, but all in all, the software itself stays. So this is kind of going to just be on this watch in particular, not necessarily the software. Sorry. So on the Moto 360, second generation, a couple of things that I really like. So this is the leather band model. Obviously, this has the light brown leather. I don't know the exact name of the leather. It's the name is escaping me right now, but the watch itself is very comfortable. It's very lightweight. It's got a nice overall look to it, just like the last Moto 360, just with some improvements. So a couple of the things that make it nicer are these little lugs that stick out on the watch. So now you can have interchangeable bands a lot easier with these quick release pins by just pulling down on the pin and turning it sideways and popping it out. So before the first gen Moto 360, it fed underneath the back plate, which if you had one of those, you may know. It never happened to mine, but it led to cracking along the plastic on the back. So that was an issue. This watch does not have that issue. So that's really nice. Plus, it makes it look a lot more like a real watch, which is what a lot of people are apparently going for. That's what they want in a smartwatch. They want it to look like a watch, but they also want it to function with all the notifications and, apps and things like that. So can't say anything bad about the design because I really like it. It's nice. Another thing about the design is this button here. Changing it to the 2 o'clock position is just a lot more natural than the side pinch over here. Your finger goes to that spot. It takes a little bit of getting used to if you did have the old model, but nothing more than a day can handle. The screen is beautiful. It looks great. The battery life is a lot better than the first generation. The watch stays like this for me pretty much all day. So it's in this ambient mode where it kind of fades out, just like my other Android Wear watch that will do the same. So it kind of black and whites the screen to save battery life, and then when you either tilt to wake or press the button, it'll wake up, and you can press the button to shut that back off, or you can cover it with your hand and it will go off as well. So great screen. It looks really nice. The flat tire is still there, and you can see that better if we change the watch face. But, there's people who hate it and there's people who don't mind it. I'm someone who doesn't mind it because I got used to it. You might hate it, so just keep that in mind. That's where the ambient light sensor is housed. So it is a necessary thing, and it keeps the bezels very thin otherwise. So, if it bothers you, a black watch face might be the way to go with that. Like this, you can't really tell that bad. So yeah, that's a great thing. The screen, I really like it. The back is improved. It's about the same comfortability for me. It's not really changed. It just looks a lot sleeker. I know you don't really look at the back, but it looks nice to me. Heart rate monitor, everything like that still functions a little bit better than the last generation that I noticed. I typically don't use those functions in a smartwatch. I'm going to use like my Fitbit and things like that for monitoring. So one of the things that kind of irritated me and that I didn't like, the first day I got the watch, I took this to work and the battery was very low because at work I have a wireless charger. So when I got to work, I put it on the wireless charger and it wasn't working. So I fiddled around with it. I moved it, all this stuff. I have one of the tilt chargers with the 3 different coils. It wouldn't charge. So eventually I got it in the position where it would charge, but it would only do it for about 10 minutes, and without touching it, it would stop. I was noticing the watch was getting hot, and it's because of this angle here, and you can see the lugs actually stick down a little bit farther than the backing does. So when you lay it down flat, I guess the only way to really show, when you lay it down flat, you can kind of see how those stick up and leave that little bit of gap or space there. And I guess that's why the charge connection won't stay. Not a huge deal, obviously, because it comes with its own normal wireless charger, or it could just be mine. I don't think it is. I think it's an issue with those sticking down and the connection not being made fully. But that was a little frustrating because it's nice to be able to use whatever charger you want, not just the cradle that comes with the watch. But the cradle that comes with the watch is awesome. That's a great charger. It's nice because when it's sitting in that sideways dock, you have the time and clock on as if it's a desk or a night clock on your nightstand. Another thing I like is just overall, this and the last generation are just my favorite Android Wear watches that I've tried. I'd really like to try a couple of more watches that are in the same realm. Obviously, with the Zen watch, it is a lot cheaper design and build. The materials show that. This watch, I feel like it's a little bit overpriced. This one was $350, and for $150 in the Zen Watch 2, you're not getting anywhere near the materials. I know that, but you're getting the same experience because it's Android Wear. So what you're really paying for is the look of the watch, the performance a little bit. It's not hindered too much when it's a budget watch. It just isn't, because it's not running too insane. It's not running, crazy apps or things like that. The watch overall, though, I would definitely recommend it. And the nice thing is that you have the option for Moto Maker. You have the option to get one in store that's just kind of a pre-made model. You have different sizing. So this is a 46 millimeter. There's a 42 millimeter. You can get a metal band. You can get a leather band. I'm sure they'll have more bands coming out that you can buy. And then you can have your own third-party bands because they switch out easily, which the old watch did not switch out easily. Overall, I definitely recommend the watch. So performance was great. Battery life was definitely through the day, no problem, even with that ambient mode on. The band itself, very comfortable. Only drawback I actually had, like I said, was that charging. I don't think that's something that would be fixed because I tried it on another charger, which was the same type. So take that for what it's worth. It may work for you on the wireless charger you use, but otherwise, definitely a thumbs up for the new Moto 360. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to post them below. Thanks as always for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Thanks.